Alright guys, welcome back to another UHC Highlights, and this Highlights is extra special. It comes on an Eximius game I played in the early hours of the morning of the 11th of April. And yeah, I remember saying to myself, yeah, why not record it just in case something epic happens, and how I'm glad I did, as you will see later. So yeah, this is an Eximius game. I've been playing a lot on the Eximius servers. It's pretty good UHC. I mean, it's obviously not as high class as Reddit or Badlion, but it's still pretty good. The unfortunate thing though is there's very few people on it. Most games have like 12 people, and they end up at the end with like two, going into the arena. So, but either way, I'm happy to play them. They're good fun. I think they're kind of my level, although I've not killed too many people on them as I would have liked. But there you go. So this is a problem. Someone asked about Speed UHC, and they went off and did that instead, which I think a lot of people just leave the game because they can't continue to play. I don't know, just out of personal choice. But anyway. So there was quite a lot of chickens around spawn, which was good. However, I did need to eat immediately. That's one of the bad things about Eximius is you've got to eat quite regularly, and especially straight after. You don't get starter food, which is how I like it. But still, it's kind of annoying having to stop in the first day and cook some food. So I set up a wee bit of a smelting station just on the side of a ravine, and this smelting station actually proves to be quite useful. In fact, it proves to be vital, as you will see in a moment. But anyway, I just decide to get coal, and we're off again. I think I only grab one piece of chicken out of here, but that's all I need at this point in time. So we continue to go out and look for our necessary first day resources. I then put a block down there just so I know where it is in case grass covers it. Because I've done that before. I've left the furnace and forgotten where it is. So yeah. And also I go for apple trees, which is always useful. I expect to get quite a lot of apples because I cut down quite a lot of trees, but you can never tell. Some servers you get absolutely tons, like obviously if you're in a swamp in any server, but like some servers specifically, in Mineplex I hardly ever get apples. I don't know why. Then I see a name, or I think I see a name, just to check, turn, and yep, we've got a guy. So the excitement starts here. I think he was, right-clicking there as a sign of friendship, but I'm not too sure. But I run anyway. It's not PvP yet, so he can't harm me. And this is where I end up. Well, I remember about the chicken, and I grab it. Cooked chicken is a lot better than raw chicken. And I start running, and he continues to follow, which is very, very irritating. I decide to eat on the off chance. He did a sign of friendship there, but I'm having none of it. You want a tip? Never never become friends with an enemy that says let's be friends. Also, there's an apple here too. I decide I don't have time to wait about, so I just grab it and run off, but that apple proves to be useful or vital later on. I try a bit of parkour to try and throw him off, because I don't know how good he is at parkour. I'd hazard to guess he's probably better than me at parkour, judging by my poor skills in the following clip. And the chase continues. Obviously it's not PvP yet, but always in the back of my mind is PvP's about to come on, so I just want to get away. I keep having in my mind, well, my plan is to dig down somewhere, but I at the same time I can't seem to get away from him. Every time I look behind me, he's always there. I take the opportunity to grab more resources. I'm not convinced he's got cooked chicken or cooked food at all, because he has to stop and eat at some point here. I should have taken a tighter loop at that bend, because he catches up with me and things could get bad. Suddenly PvP's enabled, And yeah, I basically decided I had no choice. That I think I could have outrun him because I don't think he had any cooked chicken, although I'd have to recheck the footage. But at the same time, I couldn't take any risks. I had to kill him or be killed. And I know 4 hearts seems like a lot, but I think he could have. I think he could have taken me out just fine. Oh darn! I should have sped this part up. Oh well. So yeah, 4 hearts. I think it was a 2-shot after that, maybe even a 1-shot, because I think a stone sword does 3 hearts of damage if you've got no armor. So he could have maybe done me in 1 shot with a crit. So it was a very, very close fight. So I find a mineshaft. I hear the fire at first actually, so that was useful to hear. And then I make a decision. I'm in a mineshaft, why not go for a power 4 bow? You need 24 pieces of string and a heck of a lot of levels, but I'm confident I can get it, because I got a ton of feathers from the chickens by spawn, so that becomes my game plan, that becomes my my card, my hand if you like, my trick up my sleeve is my, I'm going to get a power 4 bow, so I think it's always good to think up a plan early on in the game. Go to the nether, try and go for apples, snowball, BTC it. You need to have a plan like that, and mine's is hopefully going to be an OP bow, which would be very helpful. Unfortunately, I'm always conscious that I'm down 4 hearts and have no armor, and therefore I am in a very, very weak position, but I get by. So, find my gold. I did get the guy's head. Golden heads do exist on Eximius, or at least they did in this game. And while I smelt stuff up, I think it's... oh, there's only 5 players left. See, in this game I never actually paid much attention to how many players were left the whole time. I was just focused on getting this power 4 bow and the stuff with it. So yeah, I think the golden head heals 4 hearts, which is quite useful. And I know some people would, hold on to it until battle, but I'm strange like that. I wanted to be safe. If I got hit by a cave spider, I would have been absolutely dead. So I decide that instead of holding it until a possible conflict, I decided just to eat it then and there, just to scare people as well. Make them think I've got something. So as you can see, I've got 15 pieces of string in my inventory there. I think I need to get 24 in order to get a power 4 bow, and so it's time to keep getting more cobwebs. I'm always wary of mobs as well, which is quite... Mobs can be a pain, especially in mine shafts. I see some UHC players just take out mine shafts like it's nothing, but I'm always quite wary. I also was quite disappointed I never got any more apples, because it would have been so much better to have had more apples going into the whole thing. But you can only get what you're given, and that guy was throwing me off, unfortunately. So now comes the branch mining part of things. You can branch mine in Eximius, and I do it because others do it. Others would get a huge advantage from it. And I don't branch mine specifically for resources, I branch mine to find caves. It's safer doing this and more reliable doing this than going up on the surface and running about. Because on the surface your cave's not always guaranteed to go down to diamond level. You do find good resources in it, as you can see, but I do it specifically for the caves, like this one. So at this point I still don't have any diamonds. However, I do have enough iron in my inventory, as you can see, to make an anvil. It's strange making an anvil when I don't have an enchanter, but I think it's better to make one sooner rather than worrying about it later. And also, it's obviously vital that I get an anvil for my power 4 bow, which I'm hopefully going to get. I also take a big risk here as I bridge across a lava ravine that's massive. That is a size 10 lava ravine. which is very dangerous. It's got a mine shaft up above. Mobs could fall from anywhere. I could be drop shot by a skelly because those skellies do have aimbot. Don't trust the skellies ever. Don't trust the skellies to miss, that is. So we continue to do a bit more caving. The caves are quite crummy though, but they do provide us with, or at the start they provide us with the necessary materials such as these diamonds, which the diamonds count up to 6. There's 6 of them, so we can get started on our enchanting table, which is good, and that way we can obviously get started with our bows. We got our 24 string, as you can see. Next time I'm in my inventory there, 24 string, which is useful. And we've made our enchanting table. Now at first I decide to chuck the sword in. That comes later on when I actually go to enchant. I decide to chuck the sword in, but then remember that I've got a bow to make, so I focus on that. I turn around. I was going to mine that the redstone, but it's better to mine it later once I've used levels. It saves levels if you mine it when you're lower. So get sword in. Nope, not going to use it. Decide to stick with my game plan. My game plan is my bow. Obviously I would like good armor, but I feel that if I'm going to do any damage to anyone else in the game, I need to get a good bow. I don't know how I won that melee fight, because I've been telling myself for the last few days I cannot melee when I record, and so I can't believe I won that fight. So I get started in combining the bows, and in the end I have enough levels to make a power 3, so I'm halfway there, which is good. However, I've still got to do that all over again and then combine the 2 resultant bows. So yeah, I mine the redstone and get enough levels out of that. And now it's a case of level hunting basically, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to make my make the power 4. I decided to do a bit more enchanting because at the same time, while I want the power 4, I do want good armor, or enchanted armor at the very least. I do something quite silly later on. I don't know what it is, because you can see enchants. I go to enchant my chestplate here, and for some reason instead of clicking proc, I click projectile protection. I have no idea why I did that. And I realised what I did straight away, and I was like, oh, what an idiot. And, it's just, I know. And as you notice, I didn't enchant my boots either. Reason being, because I think it was a projectile protection, I wanted proc on it. So I enchant my sword in order to reset the enchants. I've run out of levels, so I can't enchant my boots, so I decided to do it later. Then I decide to continue branch mining. I check the tab to make sure everyone is doing okay. There's only 4 people left now. As you can see, I even forgot to put my boots on, but they're unenchanted. And I run across some more diamonds, and I decide that I'm going to save them for a diamond chestplate. I've only got 6, but I just need 2 more to make a diamond chestplate, and that way I can, I'll better the chestplate I already have. So here's stage 2, initiation of stage 2 of Operation Power 4. Decide to continue enchanting. I've got 5 levels, so I can get 4 power 1s. And this sort of thing's a lot easier in 1.8, which is what Eximius uses, because you can see your enchants. And I could have done with this with books. I had no idea why I didn't use books, because I got 5 books sitting right there. Why did I not enchant any of them, or try to? I think that was a big mistake on my part. As you can see, we got 27 gold, and a kind of a thing in the back of my mind was a notch apple would be really, really useful if I was going to do damage. So I thought, might as well try and go for that. As you can see, someone burnt to death. We're down to 3 players, myself and 2 others, obviously. 1 plus 2 is 3. And at this point it's desperation mode, because I've only got 4 levels, and I need... I think I need about 16 maybe, 16, 17 left to make my power 4, and I'm finding absolutely no good ores like redstone. I would take tons of veins of redstone in order to get... Coal's not really any use because it doesn't give you that much, that's why I don't mine it. I did find diamonds over there, so I was ready to complete my my armour. And we can get a diamond chestplate. Oh wait, it's only one. So we continue. I am getting a lot of gold at this point in time, and I do find more diamonds later on, which is good. And this is the final stage in getting our diamond chest plates. And then we have 3 left over for a diamond sword. So there's the diamond armor, which is unenchanted diamond armor is better than enchanted iron, ironically, but it's different with the swords. I never knew that until lately. So I decide to enchant, which does waste a few levels, but at this point I'm kind of torn between trying to get a notch apple, trying to get better armor, trying to get a power bow, and I think in the end I decide I need to stick with trying to get the power bow because that was my initial plan. So I make the arrows, and at this point it's basically almost deathmatch, although I don't know it. I don't have nearly enough levels. I need 10 levels because, as you can see, I've got 2 bows in my inventory which are both power 3, and I need 10 levels to combine them, and I've only got 5. So 45 seconds to go. Yep, I've got no chance in getting 4 more levels at this point in that time. This is a weird bit. I decided to chuck out a bunch of stuff because you can't place blocks, you can't mine. I don't think you can even combine stuff, so I decided just to chuck out everything I don't need. Similar to Hypixels, actually. You can't, which means you can't tower. I also think a weapon would be nice, so I look for a piece of flint and make myself some flint and steel, or flint and tinder as others would call it. So I continue to chuck stuff. It's 15 seconds to go. I probably should have stopped chucking stuff at this point, due to what happens now. Get rid of that. Oh, what did I just chuck there? I chucked my arrows. Now the ironic thing is I didn't notice this because the inventory shifts when the buffs come up. I chuck my arrows instead. I didn't notice this at this point. So we're in deathmatch. I do have my gapple on me, which is good. That will get me 9.5 hearts plus the 2 absorptions, and I saw a name back there. So eat the apple and go forward with in mind to use the bow, because that's what I've worked all game to get. Oh, got no arrows. Got to go in for melee. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. This guy's got full diamond, for crying out loud. Whoa! It's a miracle! No, yeah, so miraculously I managed to win with half a heart to spare, which shows how critical the apple was. Now the good thing is though, I still have all my gold. I got a head, and the guy had an apple as well. So I know crafting tables spawn where the players spawn, so I found his crafting table, and I am able to craft my golden apple. Then I can obviously go and craft a head as well, because killing a player means one gets a head as well. So second head of the game. I think this is the first game ever I've used 2 heads in one game. It's also the first game I think I've ever worn first UHC game I've ever worn full diamonds, although obviously it's not all mine, but let's face it, who finds full diamond? So, one guy left. I think I've taken out the stat guy at this point, but I'm pretty sure the other guy's going to be skilled, he's going to have good stuff. Unfortunately I can't see him with a 3 chunk render distance, so I decide to increase to 6. Still can't see him. See, I think my plan in getting to the high ground with a guy at first was good, so it means I'm learning from my past experiences, past fights. Unfortunately I should have been taking the high ground at this point, but unfortunately he beat me to it. So we've got the other guy up there. Now you can probably just make out that he's not enchanted, he's unenchanted. He's actually got an unenchanted bow. Got a hit there. Got another hit there. Power 3 on unenchanted armor's deadly. You might be wondering where I got arrows from. It was obvious the guy had arrows that he kept in his inventory. He had 7 arrows, which unfortunately don't last very long. That should have hit, I guarantee it. And now I'm out of arrows. So I weigh up my options. He's got the high ground, I've got the low ground. I've got no arrows left. I've got a power 3 bow, which is useless at this point. Um, so I decide the only thing I can do is to charge the guy. Now, I do have another sword in my inventory, which is sharp 2, which I never noticed, which was a mistake on my part. It could have been costly. I'm also not underestimating this guy because he's got a bow, so he could quite easily take me out. And also, you might have seen my Clean Up King video. Basically, that game involved me taking out one of the most stacked guys in the game. However, I then lost to someone who was unenchanted, so I've had bad experiences in the past with unenchanted people when I've been stacked. So at this point, I'm not underestimating this guy at all, even though he is unenchanted, and even though I do a full diamond. So bad parkour skills get me to the top, and battle commences. And there we have it. A legit win of Ultra Hardcore that I have recorded. I was I was so happy when it happened. I think I was more happy at that game than I was at most other. Well, I don't know. It was a good game. I think 3 kills, and yeah, Sir Cross there, who's full diamond when I killed him. He points out that it was lucky. Was it luck? I think I was incredibly unlucky at times. I made a lot of bad decisions and big mistakes. For example, not keeping to my goal was a big mistake. I should have focused on getting the levels instead of, wandering off here and there with, should I get a notch apple? Should I get better armor? That sort of stuff. My branch mines were tripe and had nothing in them, and I couldn't find any caves, so that contributed to it. But I did make a bad decision there. Also, I obviously didn't equip the sharp 2 sword, which I should have done, and I threw out my arrows before the final battle, which could have been costly because I had the Sir Cross guy didn't have a bow, so therefore I could have bowed him down easily without taking any damage. Well, I say that, and I'm pretty tripe with a bow anyway, so there's no guarantee of that, but ideally that's what would have happened. But let's face it, in order to win a UHC, you do need elements of luck in it, and everything went for me. Killing the guy at the start, getting enough gold for the final battle in which to regen, because at half a heart, that guy would have killed me easily. And yeah, that was just a very good game. I'm very happy with it. Finally, I've recorded a legit UHC win. The last one, Dragon Rush, didn't really count. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry that some of those scenes were supposed to be sped up, but I forgot to do it. And I will see you again next time.